You make it, we mock it.
Up, see that?
You're watching TAOFLEDERMAUS.
Hey, this is Jeff, and we have an exciting video for you today. A 50 caliber countersink. Brian, the master caster of Northern California, has created a fantastic and crazy 12-gauge slug. I've got to say, these things are wicked looking. A hardened Chinesium steel countersink, very sharp, very pointed, and cast in a beautiful resin jacket. It's almost a shame to destroy these things, but that's what we're going to do today. Later on, we'll talk a little bit more about the specifications and details of these unique slugs. But for now, let's get out there and test them out.
What's up, everybody? Shane here today with TAOFLEDERMAUS. Today we are shooting Brian's countersink slug, and our first target is going to be Brandon. He is wearing a Kevlar vest. We're pretty positive it is going to go through, but we got Danny's Mossberg 500 with a fully rifled barrel. $16.43.
Okay. I was thinking it was going to be close to 1700.
Not bad. Hey, that was a good guess then.
The first shot was extremely promising, very accurate results, and that slug had no problem going through that military-grade Kevlar vest.
Boom! Headshot!
The slug is spinning at over 32,000 RPM, giving it excellent stability, and it just cut through that Kevlar vest like a broadhead arrow, if broadhead arrows traveled 1,120 miles per hour. And in case you were wondering, we have no issues with Kramer from Seinfeld. We just use printed t-shirts from Goodwill to help us focus the camera.
Point of impact is perfect. We got K-Man right in the forehead, exactly where I was aiming. You couldn't have asked for better POI on that one.
It just tore right through that Kevlar
yeah.
like nothing, man.
It went right through it. We got a Kevlar vest under here, but it was like nothing. Brandon didn't tumble, nothing.
Yeah, I could tell, you know, if the vest catches the slug, the energy will cause the dummy to fall over.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's try something else. It's a good day when there's that kind of accuracy on the first shot.
These are vicious looking little slugs.
They really are. I hope we can find it downrange down there.
Oh yeah, that'll be exciting.
Gosh.
At the end of the day, when we were cleaning up, we did find that countersink bit about 120 yards downrange. This is a precision loaded round, not just something stuffed into a 12-gauge shell like you see other channels do. We are using a two-piece discarding sabot that gives us a bore fit of about 5/1000ths of an inch larger than the bore of the shotgun. I used 20 grains of E3 propellant, an X12X gas seal, which functions as a piston to hold all the gases back, a Russian cork wad that gives us a little more cushioning, and also provides really good support for the slug. And all that was loaded into a 3-inch shell.
Okay, what's next is a bowling pin. Very difficult to penetrate with a slug, impossible with a lead slug.
Oh yeah.
We'll see if these will pierce right through that. We thought it'd be a good, tough target to really demonstrate the power of these things.
Yeah, these countersinks are vicious, so let's see. Go for a strike. Woo!
The countersink slug had no problem passing through several inches of that very tough hardwood bowling pin. Now, of course, we intended to hit it in the fattest, widest area of the bowling pin, but it did shoot a little bit high. Now, we were a little bit baffled of why we had a shift in elevation until we looked at a couple of the recovered countersinks, and you can see that there's almost zero manufacturing precision going on at this factory. And that does change the ballistics.
The base of it is still stuck in there.
Still in one whole piece too.
Yeah, that's some tough material.
Absolutely.
You think that? I always thought that stuff would shatter in the barrel.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly tough material. Whatever he's using, he's the master of that.
Oh yeah.
So then what happened?
Well, the base stuck in the front, and that countersink, it just ripped through the bowling pin.
Wow.
We saw it on the highest speed. It looks like it just kind of squeaked out the back, but
Yeah, it splashed into the sand, and then I'm not sure where it went from there. It went out of frame.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one that Jeff came up with. We got a 1/4 inch of diamond plate, and we got a couple of little cardboard cans here of blast cloud powder shell. It looks like it is by Amos Targets.
Ooh, yeah. Something happened.
Brian's countersink slug had no problem punching through this 1/4 inch thick stainless steel diamond plate. Now, if you're enjoying this presentation, we would love it if you'd give it a thumbs up and maybe even share it with your friends. And like every channel, there's that one guy that'll give it a thumbs down every time. We know who you are, Kyle. Now, I know what you're thinking. What would a normal Foster slug, a rifled slug, whatever you want to call it, do to this stainless steel plate? Well, we decided to find out.
Let's see what it does to the plate. I'm ready. Woo!
The lead Foster slug gave it its best. In fact, it hit with so much force that the lead actually reached its flash point. But it did not penetrate that plate. In fact, it flattened out and flew off to the right. Well, let's see what the damage looks like.
Like idiots if that had gone through it.
Oh,
also.
absolutely. I was so confident it wasn't going through.
Yeah.
I was scared for a moment.
But look at all the lead. It just melted on there. We saw that big old flash on the high speed.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, turn it around and we got a respectable bulge.
That's what she said.
But that's what a regular slug does.
Yeah, that's
I always laugh when people say a regular slug, and it's like there's a lot of regular slugs, man. You got to be specific.
Yeah.
All right, the 1 inch, or maybe it's a 1 1/8 inch aluminum plate. It's thick. I don't think it'll go through it.
We always tell them it's bigger.
Right? It's 6 inches thick.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, I'm ready.
Woo!
Always a nice ring with that.
Yeah. I saw something hit the dirt.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay, so obviously it went a little bit high,
Yeah.
but a hit's a hit, right?
I'll take it.
Anyway,
So it's pretty interesting here. It snapped the bit pieces off. I don't know what you want to call those.
the blades, the tips,
Yeah, it snapped those off,
it
but
ripped it up.
I mean, it chewed this aluminum up pretty dang good.
Yeah, like it has 5 blades on there, so
Yeah,
it's like a little star shape.
this is why you angle things, because we found it about, what, 10 yards away from us?
Yeah, just off to the side. It wouldn't have made any appreciable difference if we shot it directly on. It just makes it dangerous because we don't want stuff flying back at us.
Yeah, end up being the Christmas story.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with the video, but it's just a weird observation I've recently started seeing on YouTube. I've been seeing hundreds of these comments lately by all different users, and it's all just a bunch of weird jibber jabber. Does anyone have any idea what's going on here?
There we go.
Up, see that?
I saw something.
Now, you didn't think we're going to forget the lead plate. This thing perforated the lead like Jay-Z perforates. That's too soon for that. Now, we were hoping to catch this in that Kevlar panel, but it squirted out the side, and maybe we'll find it next time.
We'll find it later, probably.
Oh yeah, as long as it's not in one of our tires.
Right, yeah, that would kind of suck.
Yeah, that hole is, it's pretty interesting. You can actually see the ridges in it as it spiraled through from the sharpened edges of that counter.
Oh, wow. Yeah, give it a rotate a little bit. And oh, look at that.
Let me go ahead and pick this up here.
That might help.
Right? Well, there's the back of it.
Okay, let me... You can see the little ridges or whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like rifling in there.
And it was at an angle too, so it's actually thicker than.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Now, in case you were wondering how heavy these slugs were, they were only 21 grams, 3/4 of an ounce, or 325 grains. Now, for the type of damage they were doing, you may have thought that it was a much heavier slug, so that's even more impressive. Next up, we have the TAOFLEDER head, and he's sporting some very fancy goggles that he thinks will protect him from the countersink slug. Let's see if it works.
All right. 3, 2.
Oh!
Oh, baby!
Wow! It's like it was, he stayed on the table too.
That was cool.
Well, that was a good shot.
Yeah, thanks for telling me to aim low, because that definitely went high. I was trying to make him kiss it, and we caught him, I mean, right in the eye. If you look at the goggles, you couldn't have asked for a better shot. I mean, smack dab on the brim. But it went through.
Well, you would think I had a can of shaving cream in there or something. All it was just a cheap bottle of water, a little bit of red food coloring, and some dishwashing soap.
Yeah.
It wasn't pressurized or anything, but we saw this stream of foam shooting out of that thing that lasted forever.
The jet stream coming out of this was amazing.
Yeah. So now I'll be able to just cut the head open up on the top, make an incision, pull that out, drop in a new water bottle, heat it up with a heat gun, and put a new bottle in there, and we'll be able to shoot it again a few more times.
Yeah, we barely actually skimmed the side of that water bottle. Yeah, I can barely feel a cut in the side of it.
The bottle's a little narrower than the cans, but it's longer. That thing extends all the way down the neck and everything.
Oh, pretty wicked.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
TAOFLEDER head for the win.
I had to try something new, you know, a little more hydrostatic, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully the high speed came out good on that. Okay, let's move on.
Ready in 3, 2.
You broke the robot.
That was pretty cool. 2.
Wow.
Well, we got everything you ever wanted to see in a gel shot, including a toy robot. Amazing how much energy that block has when it expands. Enough to break that robot. That was amazing. Now, the slug had no problem to penetrate that 16-inch block of gel. Left a really weird bubble that kind of squared out the side, and a really weird temporary wound cavity. Never seen that kind of shot before.
Okay, very interesting wound track there.
Very.
Now tilt it towards us so we can get that, see if that looks any different. Oh, look at that. It bursts out the side. Have you ever seen that happen before?
The
Something
expansion
exploded
was
in there.
so great that it stretched all the way to the side.
That's crazy. Little bits of the plastic in the track.
Oh yeah, you can see a lot of it down here in the bottom of the expansion. Right in the middle there is where most of the chunks are.
What did I do with the bit? Did I... Oh, here it is.
There we go.
And then we recovered the bit. Finally, you put it down now.
Okay, here we go.
And
check that out. A spicy little boy.
No damage at all. It shed the plastic, of course. Expected that. So I think it was tumbling around inside that gel, and there's bits of plastic inside the gel.
But if you need a countersink, it's still good.
Yeah, I needed one. Yoink. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Launching in 3, 2.
You got it.
Yeah.
I heard it slap. Where's the hole at?
That's right here, just slightly
okay.
to the left. I was aiming right at his little whoop-whoop. But yeah, we caught just a little up to the left. There we go.
Basically in the hip.
Back.
Yeah.
Right out his upper left cheek.
Yeah, and if we had, 10 more of these rounds, we'd eventually sight it in for 50 yards, and probably get pretty good grouping. But when you have one, just hitting it at all is half the battle, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the satisfaction of hearing that slap downrange. Well, that's it. That's all of them. Generally, they did pretty well. We had a couple that kind of took off and went their own direction.
And as we've noticed also, not every single one of them was the same. We found some that had the epoxy on the top of them, some that didn't.
Yeah, the tip stuck out much further than the others. It stuck out, like an 1/8 inch farther than the others. So there was a little bit of just inconsistency, variances that was enough to throw us off and keep us guessing.
Right.
But anyway, I really do appreciate you coming out today, Shane.
Oh, absolutely. It's always a pleasure, Jeff.
I'm glad, man. And thank you, Brian, for sending these in.
They're vicious.
Yeah.
Good job.
He blew through the lead plate, blew through the stainless steel plate.
And those are no easy feats, both of them.
Yeah, went through Kevlar. Pretty robust round, and I was excited to shoot these things.
Oh yeah.
They're expensive little suckers. I don't know what they cost each, but probably more than I would want to pay for, for one round, probably $10, $20, I don't know what.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to comment. We read the comments, even the weird robot ones. And finally, a big thank you to our Patreon supporters and channel members. I think there's like 5 of those. We'll see you next time.
Everyone wants to know where you got that cool shirt at.
The guy's name is Zachary with Eagle's Nest Tactical, actually.
Yeah, turn around. It actually,
yeah,
I don't know what they sell there, but they do sell these shirts at great price. We don't make any money, but he was nice enough to send it. So, hey, if you want a cool shirt, I like it.